3, 2, 1.
People talk about midfield. The midfield's not that bad, bro. Do you know what I mean? It's not that bad, but the attack is, it's not top level, bro. Like, you need to have at least 6 top level attackers, and we have 4, bro.
It should be 2 for, like, where across the board.
Yeah.
It should be 2 for every position. Yes, you're not going to get 2 world-class players for each position, but the drop-off shouldn't be so big. And I'm not being fooled by our current good form. I know Alanga being our second choice right winger isn't it. Garnacho I do like, but he's young, and I think that's unfair to put so much pressure on him, considering the amount of games we are playing and the importance of the season. And also, shit's up for grabs. I'm sorry, people. There's trophies up for grabs. And I don't want us to fall short because we don't have enough bodies. I want us to fall short because it's a quality thing. We just didn't do the business. Don't fall short because we get 2-3 injuries and it's full of academy kids on the bench. And you look at it and go, there isn't really much Ten Hag could have done in such a game, because there's hella man on the bench we don't know. Hella man numbers 56, 62, 75, like numbers we've never seen before. And that's where I'm concerned about it. And this is why I really want us to go in the window and go and strengthen. Go and get a striker. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because even when you look at it, we've only got one striker at the club. That's never happened at Manchester United.
No.
Do you know what I mean? We've got one right winger in Anthony. Like, bring Ahmad back and then just get a striker and we're good.
Yeah. And then we're good. And then you throw Martial in the mix, Sancho, as I said. Then all of a sudden we got 3 central options, which I like. Throw, if you want to throw Rashford in there as well. 2 from the other side with Rashford and Garnacho, 2 with Anthony and what I like about that, not only is it depth, I like the quality. I don't mind that as a drop-off. The issue I have with the defensive drop-off, I think, is too big of a drop-off. Anthony to Diallo, Rashford to Garnacho, Martial, Sancho, new striker. I'm cool with those drop-offs. Maguire for Martinez worries me. Lindelof for Varane worries me, even though it was good to see Varane back because we didn't know how long he was going, if he was going to be out for long. So it's good to see Varane playing football, and he's been available this season, which is good. You know what I'm saying? Which is good. And also in midfield as well, I don't like McTominay and Fred being the drop-offs for Casemiro. We've seen just today, well, not today, when we played Nottingham Forest, the importance of Casemiro. We see it all the time, the importance of Eriksen. But obviously, you're not gonna sort all of these things in one window. But it's about plugging the gaps. Even if it's loan people, go get short term. I'm cool with that. If we were to sign a right back and a striker on loan, I'm cool with that. That's what that is. I'm cool.
That's it. I said Sancho a right winger. Sancho's not a right winger, bro, but he can play.
He's one of them. He can play out there, which I'm cool with.
He can play out there. Definitely better on the left, but saying that, it's one of them ones where in this system he might be better on the right. The way we're playing, do you know what I'm saying? Possibly. Maybe in this system, we don't know. But what do you mean? Is Fred going PSG? What is that?
There's rumors that they want him. You know, I heard that. Yeah, there was rumors that PSG are interested. That's what I heard.
Fuck.
That's
bro. I can see why. You know what I'm saying? More legs in that midfield, bro. Do you know what I mean? With variety and that. Like, hopefully you don't leave. You know, he's just
Idrissa, who they let go while he signed to Everton and sold him back. He's that profile. But I don't know if it's the same manager who signed him, but that's what went through my head when I heard it.
Yeah, I hope not, bruv. Because in the big games, like, bruv, we need his energy, bro. Do you know what I mean? I'll be real. Like, I'm not trying to see him leave, bro. And I think that he could leave for the simple fact that I don't think he's appreciated at the club by the fans the way he should be, And I know the manager does rate him. Do you know what I mean? Because the manager puts him on every game. Like, there's not really a game where Fred doesn't come on. Like, do you know what I mean? So
that's how he should be. He put him on, like you said, when it's energy and legs are needed, and we're trying to shut up shop. The problem is, again, with Fred's to me is not good enough to be a first team. He should be, if he's here, he should be a squad player. And then when he's being utilized as a squad player, you see the best of him. Yes, in certain games away from home, he'll be in there. But I also think that can be, with the attributes he have, we can find someone who can improve upon that. Is Fred a good squad option? Yes. But he shouldn't be, to me, he shouldn't be the option behind the first choice. He shouldn't be such and such is injured, Fred. There should be other options in there to me.
Fair enough. No, see, I'm
different.
I think that Fred, I trust Fred a lot more than like Scott. Do you know what I'm saying?
Oh, he's better than McTominay.
I trust him more than Scott, and I trust him more than even with Donny. Donny's quality, but in the big games, like the one thing with Fred, Fred don't hide in the big games, bro. I've seen Fred turn up against PSG. I've seen him turn up against Barcelona. Like a lot of his best performances are actually against the better teams. Do you know what I mean? It's almost like the shit of the team he plays against, the worse he plays, isn't it? Like sometimes. But yeah, with Fred, I think that his energy and it is just proper infectious, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Because it's like when you see someone pressing, going to win the ball, all those other things, but it rubs off on the teammates, bro. Like, and he gets the crowd up as well. Like, so it's one of them ones where, as much as if someone's comparing Fred's impact to like Ji-sung Park, yeah, very similar in terms of what they give you in the middle of the park, in it. Like, they're not gonna be the most cultured on the ball, but these guys initiate the press. They make life very uncomfortable for the other team. And the way Fred gets forward as well. Look at the goal he scored the other day, literally breaking forward from midfield, coming off the bench, bro. Like, he's got a lot to offer as a squad player at Manchester United. If we lose him, do you know what I mean? People are talking about, oh yeah, but we'll get Enzo in, bruv. Like, and all of these things. Like, cool. So we're gonna spend like 100 million for someone to replace Fred, bro. Like,
that makes no sense. I think what it is with Fred is, because you mentioned him there, his better games are against the big, because I've said this before, he's better when he's all his best attributes and when we're without the ball. That's what it is. All his best attributes, the pressing, the tenacity, the legs. And this is why you see him coming off the bench. Again, Fred is one of those, and I reiterate, this shouldn't be starting. If he's here, squad player, but he shouldn't be the guy after the guy, to me. That's what it is. And he's not the big, like, is he better than McTominay? Yes, but again, that comes back to what we was talking about in depth.
Very low
quality.
bar.
Yeah, the bar's low. We should have quality. Like, the backup, to me, behind Casemiro and Eriksen should be better than what it is. But again, that can't be sorted in one window, because I say the exact same for the centre backs, for the bodies that are there, the improvement, because we're an injury away from them being in there, from it being Eriksen and Fred or Eriksen and McTominay. That's not it.
But then there's an argument that if we get, say, Frankie de Jong, then Eriksen goes on the bench,
and I like that. I like that. Eriksen is, because someone mentioned in the chat, I rate Eriksen highly. But if we have Eriksen as a squad player, that's the correct.
That's crazy depth. Yeah.
That's the correct drop off. It should be let's say it's De Jong, for example, because that's what we're talking about. Casemiro and De Jong, and then behind that is Christian Eriksen, and then behind Casemiro should be somebody of Casemiro's profile but Eriksen level. That's the form we should have. That's what it should be. I'm fully with that. Then you can go in, all right, Eriksen and such is now our backup behind the De Jong and a Casemiro. Same way Martinez and Varane, it should be not two centre-backs of that level, but two players lower. Same way we looked at the attacking department. If it's Martial, Sancho, and one other, that's good. Pick one. That's what I'm talking about. And then now we can start to climb up the table and improve. And yeah, the man said it there, but Eriksen has to play every game he does. Yeah, go on, fam.
We brought Eriksen in as a 10, but he seems to play now as a roaming 8 now with Casemiro there. He definitely doesn't play that high up. Obviously, Bruno's the first choice 10. Yep. And it's like second choice 10 is Donny at the moment, I guess. You know what I mean? Because Eriksen doesn't seem to be playing in the 10. He seems to be playing quite deep. And I think, obviously, he was a 10 originally, but I think as he's gotten older, naturally, like, he's just starting to kind of drop further back.
Yeah, and like that's what it is. The reason why he's doing that, one, because he's very good, and you can see that already. Like, I've rated Eriksen from his time at Spurs years ago. Secondly, he's the only midfielder we have currently in the squad who does what he does. I was saying this. He just links play so well, and you don't notice it as much until he doesn't play. He just does small things, like just picking up the ball on the left-hand side and just chipping it down the line. Just something as basic as that. Because other midfielders we have can't do that, it just doesn't progress the ball. Like, people think progressing the ball always has to be a line breaking pass, always, and stuff like that. No, sometimes it can just be something simple as a 6-yard pass forward that you can't do because you might be at midfielder, might be under slight pressure. I always go back to the Arsenal game. Look at the 2 passes. He played 2 quality passes into Bruno. One was a floated one, and one was one on the corner. It's just stuff, but it doesn't get any plaudits. Bruno will get the plaudits for the assists, and the goals were good and were well taken. But without Eriksen starting those moves, those goals don't happen, and we probably don't win that game.
That's it.
Yeah, that's
and this comment here, bro, I couldn't disagree with you. I couldn't disagree with you more, bro. And let me tell you why. Because Christian Eriksen is so underrated defensively, bro. His positioning, his reading of the game, his interceptions, his cutting things out is very, very good. But because he's not mobile, if you don't understand, what you're looking at, you'll think, oh, Christian Eriksen's a liability defensively because he's not quick. But Eriksen cuts out so much, bro, in transition, and he reads the game. And what he does very well as well, he doubles up with players. So Christian Eriksen's smart. He knows he doesn't have the legs 1v1 to be running players down. But what he recognizes very well, something similar to Casemiro without the physicality, he recognizes when there's a dangerous situation, and he'll just come around the side to be the extra man. And then he's the one that just nicks the ball away. Do you know what I mean? So if he sees, for instance, the left back is there, Luke Shaw will shut my man down. And then Eriksen will come around the other side, nick the ball.
Yes.
Do you know what I'm saying? That's what he does.
Exactly what you're saying. You spot on.
But that's it. But he reads the danger and he wins the ball in a different way. He's not physical. Do you know what I mean? But him not being physical doesn't mean that he can't defend. There's just different ways to defend, bro. Like, I grew up watching Michael Carrick replace Roy Keane. They defended two complete different ways. Carrick stepped in and you never really saw Carrick tackle, because Carrick used to read the game, step in and intercept. Roy Keane used to run through people. Do you know what I mean? And as long as you get the ball, it doesn't matter which way you do it.
But what the crazy part is the scenario there, and you explained it much better than I could have there. What is, because I was younger when that happened, I couldn't understand it. Because Roy Keane was my favorite player at the time, and DMs like Carrick back then, people, they're regular now. Back then, the DMs were more Roy Keane, were more Casemiro, were too so destructive. Then you get screeners and interceptors. And because I'm younger back then, I don't understand, but it's the same thing. Eriksen does position himself very well. But again, because he's not physical, because he's not big, because he's not quick, it looks like he's not doing anything. But like you mentioned, they're doubling up. Just intercepting, just by cutting off a passing lane. There's no stat for that, people. But just cutting off a passing lane is so important. But there's no stat for that. There's zero stats for that. There's no way to pinpoint that and go, right, he just cut off a passing lane, which could have caused the opportunity to could have gave the opposition an opportunity to score a goal or create a goal.